Get the show on the road to nonsense land.
Hooray.
Hooray.
All right, so last time on Horrible D&D Time, after investigating the burnt-out remains of Hat Trick, a hatch store owned by the half-elf, Estelle Brightwood, a fight broke out in the center of the trade district in the middle of the night. Our group had found themselves face-to-face with an old friend of Riley's, a tiefling named Marigold. However, the situation quickly turned as Marigold tried to take Riley with her, back to the Blade Brotherhood. During the fight, a few other cultists joined in and summoned a black and a white Abishai, devils from the Nine Hells with a draconic look to them. Throughout the fight, Riley began to lose control of her emotions, feeling betrayed by someone she once thought of as her family. Wild magic began exploding out of her in various ways, and a bright light pattern began wandering up her skin. Aemond and Zelphine managed to slay the Abishai, but Brimstone landed the finishing blow on Marigold. Riley, losing herself, sent Marigold's body aflame. Upon realizing what she had done, Riley fled and Zelphine chased after her. Brimstone then turned himself against the other cultists, impaling one on his spear. However, as the cultist's mask fell to the ground, he realized he knew this man. A tiefling that used to live in his village of Devil's Aegis stared back at him and called out the name of Nikolai as he died. It was at this point the city watch had finally arrived to all the noise. They arrested Brimstone and Aemond and the last remaining cultists. As they were carried off to be processed, Zelphine and Riley ran off into the night. So Zelphine and Riley, what do you do?
Be running, I guess.
Yeah, Zelphine's gonna try to lead Riley, if she will be led, and head back down to Korg's apartment in the Southern Ward.
Riley's still kind of in shock, so she's like in a daze right now. So she'll follow Zelphine.
Okay, so because of all the commotion that's happening, I'm going to get you both to roll like stealth checks to try and avoid what's happening down this way.
Ruh-roh. Okay. My stealth is very bad. Oh yeah, -1. Let's go. That's a 12 though. Not bad.
That's a 25 for me.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, the rogue.
So yeah, with you being like in an almost catatonic state, Zelphine manages to take your hand and lead you through the quiet back streets away from the guards, and you make your way back towards Korg's apartment.
Pays to be a rogue.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Asterisk.
In situations like this, yes.
All right, so you get to Korg's apartment, and it's really late now, into the like probably early morning at this point. And you go and like knock on the door, and Wesley opens it, and his eyes are like red, and he's just kind of looks past you for a second, then looks. He goes, where did the big one and the Aemon go?
Yeah, about that. Well, good news is we probably have help for the captain. We'll lead with that. We should go inside. Can we come inside?
Okay. And he just like lets you in, and he's like rubbing his temples. You see Korg in the corner. He's like noodling away on his instrument.
Noodling.
Noodling, that's what you...
That's true.
Yeah, that's what you call it.
He's noodling.
He's noodling.
Sophie just starts pacing back and forth in a short line. So... Yeah, like I said, we probably secured help for the captain, probably. So that's good. Yeah, that's good. That one's good.
Okay, good. What's the bad news?
I was gonna say Riley's like curled up on the like a couch or like a chair or something, and just kind of like holding on to her knees.
Yeah, he sees your distress, and he is distressed too. But so he sits down next to you and like cautiously puts a hand on your shoulder, trying to be comforting.
Yeah, she'll allow it, but she's still very distant at the moment.
The bad news, yeah, there's bad news. It's pretty bad, but there was good news too, so just remember that one. The other two you asked about, they got arrested. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, he pulls his hand back from Riley and like buries his face in his hands and goes, "Okay, at least one of them is a paladin, so he can probably talk his way out of stuff, but
Yeah, it's just murder charges. It's no big deal. Fine.
Who did you murder?"
Okay, so in our defense, no, I'm not going to say they deserved it. I have no idea what's going on anymore. But what happened is we tried to stop by. There was a fire earlier in the day. Let me back up and say that. So we asked about it while we were going to get help, and it was someone that we knew. And so when we got the help, when we were done with that part, we tried to check out the scene of the crime, and there were Blade Brothers there. Bad ones. Someone that Riley apparently knew.
They're getting bolder. That's...
Yeah, they summoned devils in the middle of the street, which honestly does not make me feel good.
No, that is not good. No.
Yeah, in my experience with, like, the darker sides of Waterdeep, when they're summoning devils and shit in the street, they're not really scared anymore, which is a bad place to be.
I don't know why they're doing that. Like I said, I still don't know why they want Riley. I don't. But this can't be good if they're pulling out those stops.
I don't know why they want her either, but good news and bad news simultaneously. I might know someone who does.
Oh, well, you should ask that person. Oh no, it's probably something bad, isn't it, that you need to do?
Oh, I'm sure, but I think we're out of options. So, yeah.
Well, I suppose there's not much else we can do tonight.
Yeah, no, we should probably just get some rest. And even as she says that, she's still just pacing back and forth in that one short line.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Cork goes, yeah, you guys can hang out here for a while. Don't worry about it.
I love that we are all just like freaking out in our own way. Korg's like, yeah, I'm chilling.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Y'all can crash here, it's cool. I'm just noodling.
Korg don't got a stake in this game, man.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, sure, Eamon will be fine. He gets himself into all kinds of wacky adventures.
He gets arrested all the time.
He's not the one that I'm super worried about, but yeah, he's like you said, he's a paladin. He's tied to Tyr, so that I'm sure means something to someone.
Eamon, he's just the smartest one out of all of us. All the we have like brothers, sisters, and he's like counting on his fingers for a second, and he stops and goes, "Got a lot of siblings, and he's the smartest out of all of them."
Aww.
My dear brother, he can do all kinds of shit. I literally forgot Korg's accent, and it's just kind of coming back to me now. I'm like, I did not actually give him this voice before.
You know what? It's fine.
I love all voices of Korg.
Every voice of Korg.
He's a bard. He can do voices.
Exactly, yeah.
He's a performer.
This is
Sometimes.
Korg.
Yeah.
Range.
He's been into the weed all night. Wesley has too, and it didn't actually chill him out too much, apparently.
Yeah, it made him more anxious.
It made him more anxious.
Yeah.
I mean, some people.
Yeah, exactly. Mood. Dude does that though.
Yeah. And he goes, "You can spend some time in the spare room if you want, or you could sleep on the couch, but I'll be here noodling, so don't worry about a thing."
That's probably the hardest instruction our party has ever had to try and follow.
Yeah. Don't worry about a thing.
Don't worry.
Zelfine's just gonna go, yeah, I'm just gonna, yeah, and she just keeps pacing.
Yeah, I can do that. Sure.
She's in that loop.
Yeah, and as you continue to pace, you eventually feel like a bump on your back, and you look behind you, and there's the big frog mouth head of the Griffin Bernard. And goes, "Meow."
Jesus, excuse me, who's that? Tell that kid that would be terrifying if you weren't so adorable.
He bumps you again.
Fine.
Aww.
I will sit down somewhere, and she's gonna look around for a second and then just kind of sit down in the floor right where she's at.
Yeah, as you sit down, you hear the thump thump thump, and Bernard wraps himself around you, and almost like a cat, and just
This would
flops.
be very pleasant under any other circumstance.
It's adorable.
Calm, small, stress elf. Let's go.
Yeah, Riley's just gonna, in a daze, just head towards one of the spare room and just kind of plop on the bed.
Cool.
Yeah, she hasn't said a thing this whole time.
Yeah, makes sense. You just flop on the bed and head right to sleep. Probably from exhaustion at this point.
Definitely, yes.
And as you begin to drift off to sleep, Zelphine, you probably are pretty wired. You hear at some point during the night a knocking at the window.
Who is it?
She's gonna stare at the window for a second, debating on what the risk in opening this window is before she's finally just gonna go, fuck it, what else can go wrong? And she'll go open the window.
Yeah, you open the window and there's a little balcony out there. It's the tiniest of balconies though. So you walk out and you don't see anybody right away, but then you hear a thump, and standing uncomfortably close to you is the drow, Jarlaxle. "Hello, my dear. You sent me a message earlier?"
Yeah, that was the intent. It seems you got it then. Things are going great.
"Oh, I can tell." He's got this big smile on his face.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're just loving that. Listen, I know the deal was originally for your men to assist us in saving the captain. Might we tweak that in just the slightest way where perhaps the us part is not involved, because I don't think we can help anyone right now. Half of us are in jail, as you do.
So you wish me to save the captain as well? This will up the price of this transaction.
Yeah, I figured, and I'm willing to sweeten the pot on my end as well, because there is one more thing I want.
Oh, do tell, ma chérie.
Yeah, whatever it is that they're planning, whatever it is they need Riley for, they're not wasting any sweet time doing it, so that thing we need to know about Riley. We need to know why they want her. whatever it's gonna cost for me to do for you, which I know is gonna suck, but we can't go in this blind anymore.
He like tenses his fingers and leans back on the like railing of the balcony and goes, "Yes, for both of those things, I think one large favor I shall ask. I will need you to do one more job as the Viper, yes? End a life, save a life. No?"
Fine. Whose life are you after?
Oh, I think you'll find this very interesting, my dear. I need you to kill Ian van Ilithday.
Zelphine just goes rigid.
I thought I would get that reaction from you. He's a very
What?
dangerous man. So I understand your fear.
Yeah, dangerous is a word you could use. What does that name mean to you? Why is he even on your radar?
He has been causing problems for quite some time, and frankly, it's bad for business if his plan for the world happens. You're a very clever little girl, but you understand what he did to your druids. Do you think yours was the first or the last one he did that to? As there's like a beat of silence there, he kind of like pulls back and goes, "Destroying the druid circles makes the boundaries between the worlds fragile. If they all get destroyed, the world will be in chaos, which you think would be good for illicit activities, but if there's no world left, if the world is destroyed, where's the profit in that?"
Yeah, I got to see a small glimpse of what things might look like if he kept this shit up.
Yes, imagine that, but the very fabric of the world torn apart at the seams is just inconvenient, you see?
Do you know why? Why he did it? I mean, why he's doing all of it? Is it just because he can? Because like if that's all it is, then fine. I just need to.
I'm afraid I don't know why. That might be something you have to ask him yourself. I have tried to get my spies closer to him. He always seems to root them out and they go missing. I know, though, he is tied to this Blade Brotherhood. He has a stake in this, what they're doing. And I suppose that leads into what your little friend is for. She is very important to this plan overall, it seems. Let's see, how do I explain this? She is a key. And by that I mean literally. She is a key. That woman, Radiance. My spies did manage to get close to her at some point, and they told me that she has done experiments on that girl when she was young. She took the young child to a weak point between the realms, one probably caused by that Ianvan. She channeled the wild energies of magic into her. That is the reason why she can cast magic. The reason why it explodes out of her in erratic ways. When she gets emotional, like she did tonight, the energy will become stronger and stronger. And eventually, it'll explode out of her with such force that it will tear the biggest hole in the veil. My spies have determined that she wishes to use your friend to open one veil in particular and flood the world with hell itself. Beyond that, the reasons why? Who knows? Again, you might have to ask her. You might have to ask him.
Fuck, I was really hoping you'd tell me she was like some fucking secret princess or something, and there was some weird, like, arranged marriage involved, and we could just, like, fucking deal with that. I don't know. Of course we're ripping a hole into hell, though. That's fine. This is all fine.
She could be a princess if she was to marry one of the princes of hell. Perhaps they plan to offer her up one day, but...
Sir, that is not what I meant, and you know it's not what I meant.
You're so funny, my dear. But there you have it. In exchange for this information, I intend for you to finish this. End it. 'Cause I'd really rather not live in a hellhole. It's much nicer here the way it is. I've spent a good long time building myself up here with the life that I enjoy. It'd be very unfortunate if Tiamat or one of those other devils decided to rip their way through and burn it all down.
Alright, fine. I'll hold up my end of the deal. You send your people to go save the captain, because we really don't need to delay that anymore, and we are, like I said, a little tied up at the moment. Half of that very literally. And I will do my part, or, you know, if I fall through, then that means I'm dead, so, you know.
Very well. He snaps his fingers, and you hear, like, the faintest jingle of a bell in the distance. He goes, "The captain, he will be back in his own bed by tomorrow morning. If you go to see him, he will probably be a little cranky, but I'm sure he will talk to you."
That is, I'm sure, the least of what we deserve, so...
But you can sleep well tonight. I've done your job for you. Just remember, if it's not your blade that ends Yanvin's life, then I will be very disappointed in you, my dear. And he, like, pats you on the cheek.
Well, if she's gonna swat his hand away first and say, "Look, if it's anybody's blade but mine, I will be very disappointed, so don't worry about that."
And he, like, starts to turn to leave with a little smirk on his face, and then he stops and turns back and goes, "I would warn you, though. He is more than what he seems. And I mean that quite literally." And he hops down and swings away.
She's gonna start So if you have any information that'll help, okay, and he's gone. Great.
It turns out Ivan was the prince all along.
I'll figure it out.
Also, yeah. I rolled a perception check to see if Riley was listening in. I got a 6.
Yeah.
I did not hear any of that.
She is disassociating in the other room.
Yeah, Missy is just freaking out about her own stuff.
Yeah, no, it like slam cuts to her staring at the ceiling with like "Hello Darkness, My Old Friend" playing.
Pretty much.
I was gonna say, what's the Faerunian equivalent of the Wii Shop theme just playing in her head?
Yeah.
The sound of silence.
Alright, cool. Zelphine will head back inside, and she will head over to Bernard, give him a little scritching to wake him up a little bit.
He'll like yawn and look up at you and go,
Sorry, friend. We don't need to jump up and do anything now, but get sleep for the rest of the night, but your friend should be fine now. We'll see him in the morning.
his tail thump, 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 thump.
Yeah, me too. And then she's just kind of like slumped back where she was and passed out.
Yeah, just beautiful bliss of griffin feathers surrounding you. All right. And as you begin to drift off to sleep, slowly the sun begins to rise, and we'll cut to a watch station not too far away. Brimstone, you and Aemond were taken to this watch station. The guards basically refused to talk to you the entire way.
It's okay. Brim wasn't talking back. He was completely silent. And if the body of Mordai wasn't there, of the tiefling wasn't there, then he's not going to be looking anywhere. He's just at the floor.
Yeah. No, that other guard people came and started taking care of the bodies while the other watch began to drag you off. They took you to this watch station in the middle of the night. And the very sleepy looking human behind the counter just waved them off, and like Aemond at one point tried to like talk to this guy, and he's just like and just basically wrote down a paper and sent you guys off. At some point you get separated, and you find yourself in a cell by yourself. It is dead quiet, and you just keep, as you're sitting there, you start having, like, thinking about Mordai, the man that you killed tonight. How he was a tiefling that lived in Devil's Aegis, who used his own blood to talk to devils, but never to summon them before. He was always fascinated by tiefling biology and where it all stemmed from. He thought maybe that he could find ways to help with medicine or anything like that.
Yeah, he was probably pretty fascinated with Brimstone and Brimstone's mom, probably asking Brim a lot of questions about his dad, which Brim didn't have answers to.
Yes, and he would often spend time at your grandmother's house having tea. And the fact that he had summoned a devil tonight kind of sticks in your heart a bit, because you know he never would have before. But you couldn't ask him now why he started. But you can take a guess.
Thinking on my own, in the very familiar situation that I find myself in, where Brimstone just kind of thinks on, and he probably gets flashes of his mind. He imagines Mordai hearing the news of Devil's Aegis, or coming back to Devil's Aegis sometime in the interim when Brimstone is, imprisoned, and seeing all the bodies, and remembers the own, pain and rage he felt, and just imagines that being channeled into someone who could do something about it at the time.
Yeah, and your thoughts basically spiral about this for most of the night, depending on if you want to try and get some sleep or not.
Oh, Brim is not ready to sleep. He's quite afraid to sleep right now. Is Brim manacled or no?
Yeah, he's manacled.
Okay.
Especially because you admitted to killing. The guards have decided to manacle you.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle of the night, despite your... No, okay, I'm going to get you to make a constitution check. Then I'll decide what happens now.
I think that probably, like, in terms of if we're talking about whether or not he can stay awake, I think he probably would. I think I'll probably voluntarily fail that.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I imagine the emotion just gets to him all at once.
Yeah. At, like, some point, you do nod off.
His thoughts keep spiraling and spiraling, and recollections and flashes of the trauma he experienced 7 years ago, and on top of, this new information, knowing that somebody was out there who he very nearly could have talked to about this, and now he can't, and it's his fault, and eventually they become too loud, and he just shuts down and just crashes. Probably not even, like, down on the floor, just, like, leaning against a wall, just wide-eyed for a second, and then his eyes just shut and he's asleep.
Yeah. And as you fall to sleep, you expect to experience your normal dreamless sleep, but tonight you feel a heat and you hear clanking of metal, and you feel a presence whispering in your ear. You should not feel bad for ending his life. He has redevoted himself to my enemy. Everyone in the Brotherhood is my enemy now. You should know this and take them all down. Send them to me.
Brim is just breathing heavy, and he deserved a life outside of all of that. Outside of the hells. All of us did.
And yet he chooses, or he chose, I suppose it should be, to bring hell to them. What you did was right.
No, it wasn't. I can't believe it was.
They're clawing at the veil, trying to tear it down. Things have an order, things have a place. And I will not let that be destroyed. I do not wish for my war to spill onto the other planes. Not for any altruistic reason, but because it is my war. I don't need anyone's help.
You're at war. And how did my family fit into your war, I wonder?
That's not my concern. What happened there happened because of humans. Happened because of people on your plane. They call devils evil, but really, evil exists everywhere. Blaming it on devils is just foolish. I cannot have you waver. I need you to continue to kill for me. I need people in my army. As I said, I do not need outside forces, but you are mine. You promised yourself to me. You understand, right?
Yes. Of all the things I understand, that hasn't changed.
Good. Do not falter, or I will be back. And you feel like a light scratching on your back in the dream. And the present seems to be gone, but it still feels unbelievably hot. And you suddenly find yourself awake with like sun beating down on your face from the bars. Light streaming in from there.
Sorry, say the beginning of that again. I missed the stuff before the sun streaming in.
Yeah, you felt like a light scratching on your back, and then the presence was gone, and then you woke up to the heat of the sun beating on your cheek.
Brimstone will just kind of sit there. His eyes shoot open after the dream, and he'll sort of feel along his back where the scratch was. Do I feel anything?
Yeah, you feel like this light scratching. It wasn't super deep, but you were definitely marked from that dream.
He just kind of clenches his fist and looks out of the bars at the sky and just whispers to no one in particular. What would you do, Mama Tanya, I wonder? What would Gregory or Grandma Lydia? I suppose I'll have to keep wondering. And I'll just kind of he'll sit quietly thinking until, anyone comes to like get him or anything.
Well, right now we're going to cut back to Zelphine and Riley. As the sun starts to creep over the horizon, you begin to stir.
Oh, sorry. Real quick, we did lose Craig.
Oops.
Yeah. Let's get Craig back in here, and I hope the recording saved that because that was very good.
Yeah. Craig, what the hell?
He just decided
Now recording.
Thank you, Craig.
Thanks, Craig.
Thanks, Craig.
Dingus.
How dare. Come on, Craig.
Get with the program.
Yep.
Anyway.
One job.
Literally one job, and you fucking crap out on us all the time now. Freaking awful. Anyway.
Yes, we cut back to Zelphine, Riley, sun heading over the horizon. Korg is unconscious on the couch.
Fucking crashed, dude.
Good old Cole.
Oh, Cork.
And yeah, you come down and Wesley's got like a cup of coffee with like a pot, and he's just like, I don't even know if I'm allowed to drink this coffee. Was it I don't even know if it's safe, but I need it. And he starts guzzling it.
No, you're gonna have a heart attack, my boy.
He's like rubbing
Zelphine-
his temples.
Yeah, Zelphine is gonna remain passed out in the living room floor until Bernard wakes her.
Yeah, Riley is heading down, just watching Wesley's display. Just kind of,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
she'll.
yeah, no, as you walk down, he just kind of looks over and gives you a weak smile and goes, not exactly how I expected our first meeting and day together to be. Sorry.
It's not your fault. I mean, things never kind of go how I expected, so you know what? I should have expected it would go all pear-shaped. That's just how it is. That's how my luck is my whole life. And she just kind of grabs a cup of coffee and just sits on the table, just kind of defeated.
Yeah. He'll like awkwardly push you a cup of coffee.
Yeah. She'll take it and kind of like nurse it a bit.
I wish we could have stayed together, but Mom and Dad were so worried that if one of us was caught, then the other one would be, and then...
That's fair. I just... Why did it have to turn out like this? Why'd she have to do it? And why'd have to...
I wish I knew.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think I told you anyways, that Radiance used to be something I looked up to. She read me bedtime stories. She was... I thought she loved me in, like, you know, barren kind of way. She was like another mom. But the look in her eye kind of shifted one day, and I was scared of her. I don't know what happened.
I think the same thing happened with Marigold. Just one day, the people you thought you knew turned out to be different.
Yeah, and you sit there and you wonder, were they always like that? And they were just lying to you? At some point, did they actually care? I don't know. And I don't know if I'll ever know. I shouldn't let it eat me up, but it does, you know?
Yeah, that... You're right, it shouldn't eat you up. And shouldn't eat me up either. It's rough right now, but they made their decision, and I made mine.
Yeah. And he, like, stands up, like, then he goes, I'm very tired right now.
Yeah, you look exhausted, buddy. Same here.
Oh, what are we going to do about the captain?
Oh, we have some guy looking into it.
About when he says that, Zelphine, who had been snoring face down in the fur/feathers of this griffin, her ears kind of flick, and she just kind of, What? What? The captain? What? Is he back? What
No,
time is it?
nothing yet. It's morning now.
Oh, he's back. And let's we should go.
Yeah, Wesley like tilts his head and goes, back? What?
And
Pardon?
she tries to like get up and stretch a little bit. She's just like, yeah, the drow got him. It's fine. I made a deal last night.
You made a deal?
Yeah, I sold my soul. It's not a big deal. I didn't use it. Let's go.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Come on.
I figuratively, it's fine. What even is a soul? Let's go.
Zelphine, stop.
What?
Stop.
Look, he's safe now. They said he'd be back at his place by morning, so we should go and make sure.
Just don't.
He'll be fine. If it helps, I didn't agree to anything I wasn't already going to do. So, joke's on him.
Okay, just put
Probably.
more value
Okay,
towards
let's go.
yourself. Just stop selling your soul,
Fine.
man.
It's fine. I'll sell it as many times as idiots want to take it. Let's go.
Just steal it back, I guess. I don't know.
Idiots
has
want to keep
such
bargaining
powerful-
for it,
That has such powerful Zelfian energy. I can't even.
Yeah, it does. True.
Y'all want to keep bargaining for it? Fight over it then.
Alright.
Don't want so bad? Alright.
The captain's
Alright,
back. Oh, I gotta go talk to. We gotta go. And like Wesley starts rushing around collecting like his coat and his bag.
Yeah, Riley gets set to go too.
Yeah, Zelphine's just gonna give Bernard some more scritches. Like, yep, come on, let's go. It's time.
He does that big cat-like stretch and then bounces, and then he picks up a piece of food that has fallen onto the floor. It's like part of a chicken wing. He picks it up and sticks it on Korg, and then looks at you with like a big happy face and prances.
Oh my God.
And
yeah, he's gonna love that whenever he comes back into consciousness. Whenever that
Oh,
is.
he's gonna
it's like
have a bunch of ants on him.
It'll be all right.
yeah.
It's gonna be covered in ants.
He's fine. It'll be great. It is the thought that counts. Let's go.
I love it. Okay, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, and Bernard wiggles his way out of the window, off the balcony onto the street. You hear a "What the fuck" from down the street, as you go out to meet him. And he starts like pulling on you once you get down to the street, trying to like motion to his back.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a no from me. But if you guys want to fly ahead, I'll catch up.
He
I'll
looks,
stick with you, Zelphine. Wesley, do you want to go ahead?
and as he's about to go, no, like Bernard grabs him by the scruff, throws him onto his back, and takes off. And you hear this. "Ah!"
Yep. See, that's why I'm just gonna use the public transit. It's better for the environment, noise pollution thing. Anyway, let's go.
Noise pollution.
I just woke up. I've not had any tea. Let's go. And she's gonna go try to hail a whatever the fuck the thing is called. A dray.
A dray.
Bungalow.
You tell me.
Yeah, that one. It's a dray. The carriage with the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get onto the carriage, and at this point in the day, you see more people hustling and bustling around. Should change the song so it's no longer the nighttime song.
It's daytime now.
It's daytime now. And yeah, people are bustling around. The dray is a lot more crowded today than it was in the middle of the night.
Fair.
Oop, I should turn the volume down on this. There we go. Yeah, there we go. And you hear not only like chattering, people buzzing around, you hear like overhear a couple people gossiping, going, "You hear there was a fight in the trade districts last night?" "Really? The trade district? In the middle of the night? Yeah, the watch were late. People died." "Died? Are you..." And then you hear someone go, "Shh, don't rile people up."
Did that. Riley doesn't say that, but she does have her hood up.
Yeah, and in general, you hear whispers of, can the watch really be trusted if they're not going to let stuff like this just happen? And you hear someone else go, "They can't be everywhere at once. It was the middle of the night."
Not like it's their jobs.
Yeah, you also hear somebody say that, basically.
Yeah.
It's their fucking jobs.
Zelfine's just going to avoid all eye contact. She's just going to sit there by Riley and just look surly and unapproachable.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Riley's trying to look as intimidating as possible, being a big ol'...
Yeah, as you do that, like a small little boy, probably about like 6, sits down next to you and looks up and goes, "Why are you looking like that?"
Oh no, children.
He like licks his hand and then like sticks it on your cloak and goes, "Why you look like that?"
Why did he do that?
"My hand was dirty. I needed to clean it before I touched you."
Don't touch me,
Hey kid, you want to see a magic trick?
Uh-huh.
She's going to pull out one of her daggers. "I'll make your hand disappear if you do that again."
He screams.
Thank you, Zelfine.
And then this middle-aged woman comes over, bustling, her hair all tied up. She got this death glare and goes, "Are you assaulting my child? I should sue you."
Ma'am, are you new to Waterdeep?
"No, I've been living here my whole life and never have I been so insulted." And she like picks up the child and the child licks his hand and sticks it on his mom's face. "Now, honey, now stop that." And she like pulls his hand off.
He assaulted my cape.
Yeah, you sound like you're about 2 wards south of where you should be. I'd stick to the market. If you're that sensitive.
"How
Damn.
dare you? I will be speaking to the coach manager right away." And she like storms off. And you hear...
Where's the manager?
And she goes, "Can I speak to your manager, sir?" And he goes, "No,
Yes.
There's no manager."
Please leave.
And like you just hear this argument happening at the front of the carriage this entire time.
Oh,
Zelfine's just gonna drag her hands down her face and go, "God, I hate the C word. Never go there, Riley."
I don't plan to. Let's get out of this place.
Yeah. The woman and the boy get off at the trade ward, and you can hear her screaming how she's going to be filing a formal complaint against the driver.
Yeah.
And he's just like, clearly doesn't want to be here.
I'm gonna pay him a few extra gold. Just for dealing with that.
Yeah, now as you get off in the North Ward, and you slip him that, he just kind of stops and looks at you, like, his eyes go wide, and he goes, "Oh my god, this is so much money." And he pockets it.
Yeah, treat yourself, man.
"Thank you.
Yeah,
Jeez."
sorry for the ruckus, and then Zelfine's just gonna get off and walk off.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and you make your way back to Percy's house, and it's a lot more lively on the street now. You see people going in and out of shops, and people just kind of hanging around. You see a couple of kids playing in the street.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get it.
Sylphane's just gonna kind of usher Riley along as they go.
Yeah, you pass by basically a pub and another tavern. You pass by a blacksmith where you can hear the noises of the clanging from inside. You smell the smell of herbs on the air as you pass the apothecary. And you kind of like stop at the bookstore and like your eye kind of like draws to it, Riley, as you see hustle and bustle of somebody throwing books onto a pile. And you do see in the bookstore Estelle talking to somebody.
Oh.
You see like
No.
a flash of white hair moving around back and forth.
Oh man, I know we gotta go meet up with the captain, but should we tell Estelle what? Should we talk to Estelle? Tell her what happened?
Zelphine will, at the mention of Estelle's name, kind of look over and see her in the bookstore and kind of glance back in the direction of Percy's house, and then we'll say, I mean, Wesley and Bernard are there. Yeah, let's go check in with Estelle, because she's, yeah, let's just check in with Estelle.
Yeah, just for a moment. All right, we go in. And by the way, Riley's a little bit less catatonic at the moment.
Good.
Yeah, slowly waking up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you enter into the Bookworm's Treasure. It's got a cute little logo with like a wormling wrapped around a pile of books with like its claws in them. And there's a little ringing of a bell, and you hear him, "Just 1 second, I'll be there in a minute." And Estelle's like head turns, she goes, "Oh, hi, it's you guys." And she waves.
Estelle.
You won't believe
waves
what
back.
happened. My whole entire shop just burned to the ground. Can you believe it?
Yeah, we were kind of there.
Not when it happened. Let me clarify.
Not when it happened.
It was
Not when
after.
it happened.
Oh,
Thank you for
yeah.
clarifying.
No, when I was there, I got there as it was burning, and I was astonished. I couldn't believe that. Who would send, like, I thought it just spontaneously combusted by the fact that I just exist in a weird magical state of flux, and you never know. But as
I feel that.
everybody helped to put it out, but it's a mess. Thank goodness I've got insurance.
Awesome.
Yeah, Zelphine's gonna kind of like look around for a second. Is there like anybody else, any other patrons in this bookstore that we can see?
No patrons, but Charlie's here. She like references to the stack of books, and like slowly behind the stack of books, you can see like pointed ears poke out, like deep purple skin, white hair pulled back into a bun, and 2 little dark rim glasses that have like a purple sheet to them. And she kind of pokes around and locks eyes with Riley and goes, "Hi, I'm lesbian. I mean, Charlie!" And she pulls back. And then Estelle looks at her and then back at you and goes, "We're very much alike at times."
Zelphine's just gonna stare at her for a moment, and then look back at Estelle and goes, "Yeah, she seems trustworthy. About your shop.
Yeah?
We know who did it.
Who? Who burned it?
It was members of the Blade Brotherhood. They wanted it to look like the Hunter's Claw, but they kind of ratted themselves out by showing back up to the scene of the crime and, summoning a couple of devils."
Ooh, there was this one tiefling that came up to me afterwards and said, "Can you believe the Hunter's Claw burned down your shop? You should join the Blade Brotherhood." But because I was with you guys and they attacked us, right? I was like, that sounds fishy. So I went to the Watch and told them this, but, they just kind of rolled their eyes.
What did this tiefling look like?
She had, like, white hair and a purple streak. I think she said her name was Daffodil? No. Marigold, that's it. I didn't trust her.
Riley's fucking pissed.
Yeah, she's...
Yeah, well... She
almost
shouldn't be...
Oh, yeah, sorry, go.
Oh, sorry, Sylvan's just gonna say she shouldn't be causing you any trouble anymore.
Oh, did the Watch arrest her?
Yeah.
Riley kind of... she punches the wall. She's mad.
And you hear a, "Ma'am, please don't punch the wall," from behind the stack of books.
A pile of bugs fall on top of her.
Thump, thump, thump. And you hear this, "Ah!" And she, like, runs forward, grabs the books, goes, "Look, you're pretty and all, but please don't. And she, like, picks up and dusts them off and, like, carefully gets the edges to make sure that they're not bent.
Yeah, Riley snaps out of her rage and goes, oh, sorry. And then she picks up the books.
Yeah, and, like, at some point your, like, fingers brush against each other, and she, like, pulls back.
Yeah, Riley is blushing.
Well, yeah, this is my friend Charlie. She's a drow, as you can see, I guess. But she's not like the big mean drows that live in the Underdark and eat children. Do they eat children? And then you hear it, "No." Still, I've told you that's all bad. Like, I don't even know where you got that idea, frankly. I really gotta work on this, whole stereotype stuff. Really. And, like, they're kind of, you can tell that they're, like, good friends.
Aww.
But teasing each other.
Yeah.
So what, I'm glad that's taken care of, though. But now I don't have a shop. I'm going to have to do some rebuilding. Again, thank goodness for insurance, but... She still kind of, like, thinks for a second, then locks eyes with you, Riley, as you're, like, putting the books away, and goes, "You're good at clothing, right?"
I guess you could say that, yeah. I dabble.
Would you be interested in, like, making extra stuff for my shop, and then I could expand into other, venues?
Oh.
I'm good at hats, but I haven't mastered anything past that. And
Yeah, hats have always eluded me, so, like, at literally anything else I'm pretty good at.
yeah, so if you would like to, like, make some stuff, I could sell them in the shop, and then we could, become business partners.
Really? That I would really like that.
Wonderful! Let me know. I'll be staying at Charlie's house for a little bit, because, of course, I lived at my shop. So if you need me,
Right.
I'll be here upstairs, and you just have to call for me.
Right, I will. We're staying kind of down the road by Captain Perseverance? Yeah, Perseverance.
Oh,
That's the guy.
you're hanging out with Percy. Yeah,
Yeah, you know him?
yeah. I fall on him sometimes, and
Oh.
completely by accident. He's used to it by now.
Kind of your shtick, huh?
Yeah. That's why I have Featherfall, so I don't hurt anybody.
There you go. That's a good one.
Yeah, if you could learn that one, it's perfect.
I'm gonna take a break from magic for a while.
That's fair. I mean, Especially when you got that magic that bursts out of you, like, poof! It gets scary at times.
Yeah.
Zelphine is dissociating a little bit.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're doing okay. We gotta go check up on friends at the moment. And it was nice to meet you. Sorry for punching the wall, Charlie.
It's fine, miss. Please come by and... What's your name?
It's Riley.
Oh, okay. She, like, tries to straighten up and look prim and proper and goes, it's been a pleasure meeting you. Please come back again.
I think I will.
And yeah, as you leave, you hear, like, a scream behind the door and goes, I'm a disaster!
As they're walking away from the shop, Zelphine's just kind of gonna cut her eyes over at Riley. And then give a big fake dramatic sigh like, oh, to have the luxury to be so awkwardly gay.
Shut up. Let me be gay once. She's blushing a little.
Hey, we get this all settled. You can go to the bookstore and be as gay as you want. How's that?
Okay, it's a deal.
All right. Yeah, and you make the rest of the way down to Percy's house. You knock on the door. And there is like a beat, and then a thump, thump, and then a creak as the door opens. There's the chain in place, and you see like an eye dart out from the door, looks at you, looks at Riley, and goes, are you alone? Have you been followed?
No, we met some people at a bookstore, but they were just awkward and gay. Nobody followed us.
You hear a thump as the door slams shut for a second. You hear like the chain come off and something else, and then the door opens, and you see now Percy standing in front of you. He's got a black eye, and like his lip is a little bit split. And he looks so tired, and he looks at you and goes, well, get in here. As you wander in, he like closes the door and goes, Did you try to break into my house? There's a lockpick stuck in my lock.
Yeah, that was me. I thought it'd be better than letting Eamon kick it in.
Well, I do appreciate that. He would have wrecked my chain. Oh, all right. I'm going to make...
with that in there, nobody else could pick it, right?
I'm going to make some frickin' snacks, and I'm going to take you to the table, and we're going to talk about stuff. And he just, like,
fair.
He storms off, and we're going to cut to Brimstone. Because I feel like I've left him in the jail for a bit now.
Question.
Yes.
As Brimstone has been pondering this, how much do I know about Zariel and her level of hell and other hellish entities?
Roll me a religion check.
Okay. Big money. It's not a great one. -1. Actually, I think... Let me check. Does my Hunter's... I think I might get a bonus to Hunter's Bane. From Hunter's Bane? Yeah, intelligence checks to recall information about Fey, Fiend, and Undead. I have advantage on those checks from my Hunter's Bane from Blood Hunter.
Okay.
Yeah, because the first one was a 10.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's not much better. This 12 minus 1, 11.
11. So, yeah. You know, hell bad, demons, devils, different things. You know Zariel has come to you and asked for your soul. You know that she is a devil? Probably. And you can infer that she fights Tiamat. Whatever that means.
Okay.
That's
so I
about
have a
all you
little
got.
bit of information.
You got like the basics.
Okay, so I'm gonna need to do some library time, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm still in jail.
Yeah. And it's at this point you hear like the door down the hallway open, and you hear footsteps, and you see down the hallway as you like out of the corner of your eye 2 figures coming towards you, one tall, one short. The short one is a grumpy looking dwarf with long white dreads. Basically looks like Idris Elba as Heimdall from the Thor movies.
Excellent.
But as a dwarf. He's got a scowl on his face, and standing behind him, walking with like a regal grace to her, is this tall woman, human woman with her hair tied back into a bun. Her hair is stark white. She's got wrinkles on her face. She's wearing purple robes with the symbol of Tyr on them. And she has 2 gloves. One is white and one is black. And as they get to the end, the dwarf looks you up and down and goes, I'm Tormund of the Watch. Aemond has been telling us all about your little adventure last night. What a mess you seem to have gotten yourselves in. It is time for you to be interrogated. And he looks up at the human and goes, Minerva? The woman, like, kind of bows her head and comes forward. I am Minerva Strombeard. And I will be performing a spell on you. It is in the laws that I must admit to which spell it is and what it will do. And I should tell you that if you resist, it will be bad for you.
Brimstone looks at her with the most tired, beraggled expression and says, Ma'am, with all due respect that I'm sure you're afforded, nothing you could do to me can possibly be worse than what happened to me last night.
Very well. I will be performing Zone of Truth, and it will compel you to speak the truth. And if you refuse to answer, then we will be taking that as a lie. Understood?
Sure.
She claps her hands together and starts saying a prayer. And beneath you, this circle, like, moves out, almost like a clock face spinning outwards. And it glows beneath your feet and it flies up. And you can either choose to fail this or, where is she?
I'm gonna choose to fail.
Okay, cool. Good, because I don't remember where her sheet is. There it is, actually. Take that up just in case.
He is not reacting at all. He is sitting probably on the edge of his cot, just kind of staring. He's not actually looking at them. He's looking at the wall across from him.
Yep. So, yeah, she goes, it has worked. Tormund, you may continue. And he goes, yes. Did you murder 2 people last night?
I killed 2 mortals, and I can't remember if Brim dealt the killing blow on any of the devils.
I think that was Aemon that did both of those. I have to double check.
Yes. I killed 2 mortals.
Did one of the mortals summon a devil?
Brim takes a long time before answering it, and with just gritted teeth, he just goes, yes, he did.
Why were you fighting, other than the fact that they summoned a devil?
They were going to hurt my friend.
Where is this friend?
I don't know.
They kind of like exchange a look and kind of nod and go, Why didn't you call for the watch immediately?
Brimstone thinks for a second and he says, because I didn't have time, because I didn't think they'd be able to help, because I wasn't aware that the watch would be on my side.
Well, we don't really allow devils to be summoned in the middle of town, so they definitely were in the wrong here, but you should not have murdered them. That being said, that will definitely lessen your sentence knowing that they summoned devils in the middle of town. Paladin Aemond has, Aemond Bloodaxe, has given us a full rundown. We just wanted to confirm that yours story matched. Afraid you will have to stay in here for a bit longer. We are backed up. One of our captains should be doing more work, but he's nah, I'm not going to tell you that, actually. What am I going on about? I am in a state, and you really messed up my night. And he, stomps his foot for a second and thinks, goes, Minerva. They got me all riled up. And she goes, yes, Tormund, I understand. It is hard.
Can I ask you a question?
Very well.
The male one. He's from the same place I was. I'd like his body or his ashes. He doesn't have a next of kin. His name is Mordai. He's from a village far, far to the north of here. I'd like his body so I can bring it back.
They pause and they look at each other and look back and go, well, we have to do some processing, forensic work. Do you know what forensics are? Probably not. It's a new invention that we've discovered that if we imbue different magics through people, we can figure out more about their deaths. And there's a lot of paperwork. If you come back in a week, I can present you with the body. If you can present me proof that he is from this place that you're from. I can't just be handing out bodies to people. I mean, you are in the zone of truth, so that sounds truthful, but we do need some documentation.
It's not going to be a town that's going to be on any of our maps. It was a safe place, a secret place. He's not going to show up on any lists. You won't be able to find where he came from. As far as most people are concerned, it doesn't exist.
He raises an eyebrow and goes, all right, try me.
Brimstone sits on his cot and looks Tormund dead in the eyes, unwavering, and says, Mordai and I are from the ruins of the village of Devil's Aegis, along the spine of the world. And we are the last two people alive from that place.
You can see the two exchange looks again. He raises an eyebrow, and Minerva also raises an eyebrow and looks back and goes, Devil's Aegis. Why does that name sound familiar? And Minerva kind of tilts her head and goes, Tyrell. What's his name? Tyrell something.
I think Brim knows the name, yeah?
Yeah. Just actually 1 second on my side.
Bladestone?
All right, Tyrell Bladestone. He's been spreading
Brimstone
tales.
will launch himself at the bars upon hearing that name.
Sit down, sir. Minerva's, like, she doesn't even flinch as you jump up.
Brimstone will move his shirt a little bit to the side to expose the brand. Leadstone.
Oh.
I want to know what.
Just 1 second. There we go. Tyrell Bladestone seems to be a member of the Hunter's Claw, and she leans in. You've been branded by them. Fascinating. Tyrell Bladestone has been popular in the Sea Ward lately, spreading tales of how he's slaughtered demons and devils throughout the world. People called him in as more of these Blade Brotherhood, I believe they're called, have started popping up. People believe they're cultists. I don't know, they seem like angry youths to me.
They are cultists.
Very well. I'll believe you on that. But it has caused some people to act rashly. Frankly, I find the Hunter's Claw a distressing group, though our dear Renault Dawnsword seems to think otherwise, as he's the one that called them in. Do you know of Renault Dawnsword? He's a paladin of Tyr.
I think that Eamon has mentioned the name Ronald.
Yeah.
I know Ronald. I'd wager if you asked Eamon about him, Eamon could also tell you about Ronald.
Yes, well, I know all about him, as you know. We are in the same order. Frankly, I think he's overreacting. But yes, let me tell you about Tyrell Bladestone. He is obnoxious. He is a glory hound of a man, and I dislike him immensely. Did he do this to you? She points to the symbol.
Mumsum will leer in close in the bars and look at her and very softly say, I'm not interested in what he's like as a person. I watched as he dragged every man, woman, and child that I had known my entire life out in front of me and murdered them and left their bodies in the snow. I don't give a shit what he's like as a person.
Do you know?
He is a monster.
Do you want to know the tales he's told? How he saved the world by destroying a village of devils that planned to ruin the world.
Brimstone will bang on the bars, and he will shout, we were peaceful! We were doing nothing to hurt anyone! All anyone who lived there wanted was to be away from it all. To escape the rigor of the hells, to escape the chaos of the abyss, to escape the world, what the world said they had to be, to live as they chose. And we had that taken away from us. Because God forbid we wanted to just be.
There very well may be. But I will tell you this right now. If you go about saying stuff like that, you will get yourself in trouble.
With who?
With the Hunter's Claw. You are already probably on their shit list, as they say. And they are, as I said, popular in the Sea Ward, nobles. We can help you to a certain degree with legal help, but if you get yourself in trouble with nobles, Nothing, even the truth, could even help you. So I would watch my step, sir. As it stands, I believe this man needs to be brought to justice, as I believe you are telling the truth, as you are in the zone of truth. But the word of one man is not enough, especially going against his word, which is, I will tell you, he believes wholeheartedly that he did the world good by slaughtering devils. So you should keep that in mind and watch your step.
Why are you telling me all this?
Because frankly, it is a headache to be drawn in to interrogate people. And I would very much rather you keep things safe. Keep things so I don't have to waste a spell for the day on something like this. And she looks over at Tormund and he rolls his eyes. I have very important things to do today. So, and she leans back in to you and goes, I very much also do not like Tyrell, as I've said. So, you find some evidence against him, I will put him away. You understand? He will suffer. That many deaths, if they are proven to be innocent, that's execution. And she
Brimstone will just
smiles.
Brimstone will just kind of shake his head and back away from the bars. And he will say to her, You Paladins, you all have a very different idea of justice from one another.
She tilts her head and goes, Oh, I'm no paladin. I am a cleric. Please, there is a distinction. But yes, we have laws, and they need to be followed. If they are not followed, justice rains its hammer down. It is the way of things. And this man, as I said, he's boorish. He was such a disgrace at the latest party. I just could not stand it, frankly. I've been looking for something to nail his ass to the wall with. This is a start, but we also cannot let you go immediately. We do have some more paperwork to go through. You mean I have paperwork to go through? Where? Yes. Anyways, we will be back. With that, we will also reunite you with your companion. But you need to sit tight for now. You understand?
Mm-hmm. I'll be sure to be as the cleric walks away. Brimstone will call out to her. If she's leaving at this point.
Yeah, Minerva's leaving. Tormund is leaving as well.
Some evidence so that you can get that little thorn in your side out of your just get rid of it. Make things all nice and convenient and orderly.
Yes. That is definitely what I want. Order. You understand? Young man, I am too old to be playing games. That is what you are all for. And she smiles and she leaves.
Grimson will just sit back down and wait.
All right. And we'll cut back to Zelfian and Riley in Percy's kitchen as he sets down cute little cookies and, like, a giant pot of coffee that he pours into a giant mug. You don't even know they made mugs this big. He just pours it and he, like, basically buries his whole face into it. All right. As he pulls himself back up, he's got coffee on his face and he wipes it off. So we're missing Big One. Got it. Just you two? Where's the younger guy with the black hair? And he stops and he looks at it and goes, "Was the child the bird?"
Pardon?
Was the child the bird?
Oh, you mean Olive? Yeah. She was bird.
Yes.
No,
They were both, they're were-ravens, and they're not here anymore.
Thank God, that baffled me. There was a child and then there was a bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
That's the only logical connection I could make, and it's been bugging me this entire time. I've been tied up and tortured, and all I could think about was that child a bird?
Were-raven, I think is the term.
That makes so much sense.
Also, are you okay?
Oh, well, let me tell you a story, young lady. After I parted with you, I went and met up with the Blade Brotherhood and told them, something happened. The demon came and ate the rest of the people. And she looked at me and then brought up a little stone, started talking to it. And then a voice talked to her back. And she looked at me and goes, "Oh, you're lying to me." And then she locked me up. I didn't know what was happening, but she tried to get information out of me. I didn't budge. Thank goodness. He, like, rubs his, like, eye. It is got a big shiner on it. She has this one monster of a woman under her. She could punch so hard. Taller even that tall one that was with you. And then suddenly... Taller than the tall one. I could tell. I've got a good eye for heights. And yeah, so they were trying to get information out of me, beat me up. Sucked. But and then suddenly, there was this smash and a bunch of drow showed up, picked me up, scooped me over their shoulder, threw me into my house. And now I'm here. I don't know where these drow came from. But if this drow, then it's gotta be the Burgunderth, and why do the Burgunderth know who I am? Why are they coming after? And he just starts, like, drawing, imagining, like, with his finger on the table, like, picks up a cookie and starts pulling it apart, putting it into different pieces and starts connecting them like dots.
Yeah, before you have a conniption, my turn. Okay, so, tall guy was the one who said words to the stone. That's on me. I will accept that responsibility. I don't think he knew what the plan was, which is an oversight. The drow also, yes, it was the Bragendirth. I sent them. I made a deal. I just owe them a favor. It's fine. But hey, you're back.
He, like, leans back on his chair and takes a big sip of his coffee, looking you dead in the eye, and then puts it down. He goes, "That's stupid. You're stupid. Why are you getting involved in the Burgunderth?"
Counter argument.
Oh, I'm waiting.
Riley, are you just gonna sit there? Fine, we're stupid. I'm stupid, but we got you in trouble. We got you out of trouble.
I was gonna say he's
What
not
now?
wrong. He's not wrong.
I know he's not wrong, Riley.
I'll admit it. We're dumb as hell.
At least you're self-aware.
We got that. We got that going at least.
Sounds like Wesley met up with you. I sent him home because he was a basket case.
Yeah, he wasn't doing too good.
Also probably our fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least I've reunited you. Woohoo! Mission partially accomplished.
Yeah, we're still missing half our crew.
They're fine.
Half.
They got arrested.
And Eamon's with them, it's fine.
He, stops and, rubs his forehead and goes, "Oh, Eamon is with them." Cool. Yeah, he'll definitely pull some legal strings. He's good at that. Why are they arrested?
We kind of had a run-in with the Brotherhood ourselves last night.
Oh, great. That's just great. Now they're getting out in the streets. That is troubling. All right, miss. It's pretty clear that this Brotherhood wants you for something. I don't know what, but we need to get you away from them. Or we need to stop them. Find a way to bring more of this to light so that we have something to nail them with and get them arrested.
I would like to stop them. If we could stop them from corrupting more people into their way of thinking, I would like that.
I will tell you, it is alluring for people to have a place to belong. I understand that. But this is definitely the wrong place to belong.
Yeah, Riley kind of flinches at that.
Concerning why they want Riley,
No, have you
I
figured
might
it
have
out?
an answer for that too.
Well, Sassy Pants, let me know. This is important.
I'm gonna let that one slide because, yeah, it is, and it's not great. She's gonna look over to Riley, just kind of ignoring him for a moment, and just say, when Jarlaxle came by last night, I got him to tell me what he knew, and it's a lot.
Wait, Jarlaxle came by? Wait,
Yeah. I told you, I made a deal. I sold my soul. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
That's right.
But I got.
Oh, you didn't say to who, I don't think.
I got. Yeah, it was to him. Obviously, but I got.
Oh, great.
Info.
But what did he say?
He said. He said that Radiance, she experimented on you when you were a baby. She's trying to, rip a hole between here and hell, and you're the key to that. Your magic is. You know all the crazy stuff that happened last night? Like, I know your magic's always crazy, but last night in particular, it
was more crazy than usual, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna happen if you get too emotional. And, if it gets big and bad enough, that's gonna be what opens that rift.
Riley's just kind of looking at Zelfine, just totally shocked, and a shiver runs down her spine.
I wish I had a way to sugarcoat that, but it's not great.
They Thank you for telling me. It's just a lot to take in.
Yeah.
Wow, that's something.
I would like to freak out, but if that's the case, I'm just gonna have to calm myself down now. And she's like breathing heavily.
Yeah, like at this point, Percy shoves the whole cookie in his mouth, gets up, and walks into the other room, and you hear like rustling of papers and stuff, and then suddenly, somebody move my pen! And he comes back.
On the wall?
Yeah!
Yeah, that was me too.
Why'd you do that? And then he like...
Can we please table that one for 5 minutes? You can count all the way. We will get there.
Yeah. He goes, actually, that makes a lot more sense if that's connected to the... And then he stops and goes, never, later.
Too many things.
He comes back with like a notebook and starts scribbling some stuff and goes, okay, so if she is something that will rip a hole in the universe, and then this over here is something, why do they want to do that? Why do they,
Why does anyone want to do anything?
I mean, everybody's got a reason. I eat cookies because I'm hungry, you know?
Is that the reason?
Part of it.
Squint at him.
He, like, picks up another cookie and sticks the whole thing in his mouth and starts chewing and stares at you.
Fair. Okay. Oh, fun news. Riley, do you remember Yanvin?
An asshole that showed up when
Yeah, the one that
the forest.
Yeah, the one that proceeded to heal us and then almost obliterate me. Yeah, he's apparently in with them. Love that.
Great. Cool.
The rift that he was trying to tear by killing the druids between here and the Feywild. There's some tie between that and him and the Brotherhood with that, and that's all the information I really have. He's got some stake in what's happening.
He would, wouldn't he?
Yeah, Finn underlines and then goes, who is Yanvin? And he starts scribbling stuff.
I wish I had more there, but all I can tell you is Jarlaxle also hates him, which feels pretty good, honestly. Not gonna lie. So we've got to take care of him at some point. Specifically, I have to take care of him at some point, but I have a feeling that's all gonna tie together just by going after the Brotherhood.
That's a no-brainer there. I'd like to give him a kick in the pants myself. A lot of pieces moving around right now.
Yes, this is quite the puzzle we have here.
You're having a little bit too much fun, aren't you?
He, like, gives you a half smirk and goes, oh, yeah, a little bit. Look, I need stimulation or my brain just to go...
I think you need a freaking chill pill. You need to take a nap, sir.
Nah, that's okay. And he, like, drinks another cup of coffee.
Also, you gotta treat that eye, too. You look awful.
Look, a little bit of ice. I'll get a cleric to look at it. Shouldn't be too much. But I'm afraid to leave the house for a little bit.
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, we've got some drow watching out during night at least, but oh yeah, there's that too.
Oh, gee, you make a man feel real safe, honey.
It's gross, but it's fine.
What, honey? It's good. Like, he pulls out some honey. Look, it's...
There it is.
There it is. It's good.
I don't want to know where you were keeping that. No, it's fine. Look, the Brigandaire, I believe it or not, are on our side. It was expensive, but they are. They, surprisingly, also don't want, hell to take over, so...
Oh, good.
Well, that's a relief. You think
got someone in
a
our
little
corner.
bit of chaos is good for their business. A lot of chaos kind of destroys their business, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we need a starting point for this. Need to figure out where the Brotherhood is. Where I don't know where they were keeping me, frankly. It was like a warehouse, and I only saw maybe 2 or 3 others. At some point, there was some Zentarum there. There was a woman in black. The hood up.
Oh, Jesus, are they... excuse me, Eldat's tit, are they in with the Zentarum, too?
Seems to be. The woman... She was asking me about the Viper. All I knew about her. Them. It. I don't know what the Viper is, frankly, and I've been researching it almost my whole life.
Yeah, like I said, we're gonna table that one. But what about the Xanathar? Are they...
Haven't heard
where are
from,
they in this?
I haven't heard from the Xanathar in a while, which is a little concerning. Usually they're up to something, but... I don't know why those Zents were there. Other than to ask me questions about the Viper for some reason, which, I don't know.
Even more pieces.
Well, gods know what they would want with the Viper, but... Shit.
How can it get any worse?
Look, please don't jinx us. For the love
I'm
of...
already jinxed. I've apparently been jinxed since I've been born. Welcome to the club.
Yay. Well, as I said, we need to figure out where they're operating out of. Maybe we could interrogate some of the members around town. Some of the lower ranking ones might not know 100%, but give us a clue to something.
Yeah, I get the feeling that wherever they were keeping you was probably not their main base of operations. They don't seem to be that stupid. But I do know where at least several of their lackeys like to hang out.
Yeah, they did mention, what was it, Ye Old Grape or something?
Yeah, down in the dock ward.
Yeah.
That's a starting
That's a
point.
good place to... Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Probably won't be lively till tonight, so... If you got anything you need to do, now's the time.
You know what I need to do? Take a nap.
Yeah, that sounds good. Nap time.
Yeah, Riley, you take a nap, and then afterwards we can at least check out what's around here on Troll Skull. We probably shouldn't go a lot further. While you do that, Percy, yeah?
Sure, we can use that.
We should talk.
He raises an eyebrow. All right. Gets up, shoves another whole cookie in his mouth, and wipes the crumbs off of his scruff.
Yeah, Zelphine's gonna stand up and then make her way over to the study where she moved the pin.
Yeah. He follows it
Yep.
behind and closes the door behind him.
Riley's gonna go to one of the guest rooms and leave them to it.
Yeah. All right, miss, what is it?
For the moment, Zelphine is studying his pins again until she finds one that she just needs to move a little bit to the right, and then she's just going to take the liberty of moving another pin.
His eyes narrow. All right. Why are you moving my pins? And he like leans over your like where you're moving them and goes, "That would make sense." Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm moving it because it was in the wrong spot.
And why would you know that?
She's going to turn around to face him and then just kind of poke him in the chest first and say, I need something from you first.
All right.
These people I'm with, Eamon, you already know, Riley, Wesley's long-lost sister, Brimstone, that's the tall one, him too. Whatever happens between now and when we hopefully get rid of the Brotherhood, you have to keep them safe to the best of your ability. I know they're idiots, and I know they're going to make that difficult, to say the least. But you have to try.
I mean, I'm a watch captain, not a babysitter, but I'll definitely try to protect the citizens whenever possible. Of course, I would keep an eye on them. They're in the thick of this, and this is dangerous. Frankly, I would rather you all sit this out while I get some more watch to go investigate. But you seem like the type to jump in head first and smash your face on a wall.
Yeah, that's pretty much how we do it. Like I said, you know Eamon. Good luck telling him to sit back.
Yeah.
Tall one is just as bad, if not worse.
Oof.
And Riley, I'll be honest, I don't know if she has that option.
Yeah, frankly, I would rather get her somewhere safe into custody where nobody can find her. If she is really a key to opening rifts like that, it'd be safer, but
Good luck finding a place like that.
they seem to have their eyes everywhere. So yes, I understand that it's not exactly a easy prospect either. But this is all stuff I was going to do anyways.
Yeah, well, that was before.
All right. What about you?
Well, in exchange for that, I'm giving you the Viper.
The Viper. You know where the Viper is. The Viper. You're not pulling my leg here, right?
The one. Past, present, and future.
They've got to be well into their hundreds by this point. They've been operating for so long. If it's a singular person. I've always had this theory that it's actually several people being passed down throughout different things. But what is it?
They always tried to instill it in us that we were all one and the same, but you're not wrong. It does technically pass down through us, so
He narrows his eyes. Us. You're telling me you're the Viper. He covers his mouth and, like, leans back. Don't be stupid. Don't stupid. And he's, like, stops and is like, the gears are clearly spinning in his head and goes,
Yeah, that's really something I would walk into a watchman's house and joke about, huh?
really? This is stupid. You're stupid. Everything's and he starts pacing back and forth and goes, okay, so pass down, but you couldn't have, how old are you? And he, like, stabs a finger into you.
1, rude. 2, not entirely sure. 28 is my best guess.
Did you kill my parents?
When did they die?
When I was very young. If you're 20-something, that, probably not you, actually.
She's going to reach in her bag and pull out a book. Flip through some pages. You said Silverton, right?
Silverton, yes.
She'll flip through a few and then stop on one and then just say, no, this was the one before. No, the one before that. 2 before me.
And yeah, he, like, holds his hand out to take the book from you.
Yeah, she'll hand it over.
And he, like, skims through it and he lands on 2 names and, like, his hands begin to shake. And there's a dog eating something. I'm sorry, come on, Reggie. Don't eat
No,
that.
puppy.
Yeah, he, like, runs his finger under there and goes, yep, that's Mom and Dad. Yeah. And he, like, starts skimming through other names and, like, going, like, he's almost ignoring you at this point, like, looking up at the wall and comparing them. He flips the book closed and looks at you, like, the most confused look on his face, and he goes, I need a minute. And he, like, storms out of the office and slams the door behind him, book still in hand, and leaves you in the silent study.
Zilphian's just gonna, find a seat in there and sit down and just kind of stare at the floor.
And I think that's where we're going to end today's session.
Hey!
Oh, she done did it.
Hey.
You done did it. Oh, you done did it now.
Yay! Yay!
Uh-oh. Also, uh-oh.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Bitch is in trouble.
And I realize now we have forgot to mention that Dan is not here today, thus there is no Avent.
Yeah, we forgot to mention that. Whoops.
If you haven't figured it out, yeah, Dan's not here. He's studying to be a good law boy, both in real life and in fantasy life.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As well, I think this is the week that we decided we're going to go on a bit of a hiatus because Christmas and nonsense.
Yes.
So
All types of stuff, yeah.
we will be back in the new year.
Yahoo!
Which is great
Yeah.
because
Boy.
I need some time to process how Percy's going to feel about all this.
This is a lot. Wow.
I need to kind of process how Brim's gonna feel about all the shit that he's heard.
Yep.
Riley has a lot to process too. My God.
Everybody's got a lot to process, and
Zilphian's about to just dissolve. It's fine.
Everybody's got a lot to process, and then Eamon has a lot of due process. Ayy.
Hey.
Nice.
Anyways, bye everybody.
Bye.